What's going on? YouTube, listen up, young elder gang. This is Detective Brandy Strokes, at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe and share this video, fam. I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes in this video. You will find history definitions, scripture information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth, keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational and informational purposes only, and does not constitute legal advice or create an attorney-client relationship. You should not act upon any information on this site without seeking the advice of a competent attorney for your specific situation. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it. Today, be sure to hit that like button. Young Elder Gang, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. Settle down, look around, you made it. Welcome to the force. You think you're here to be heroes, to protect and serve. That's the fantasy. Here's the truth. Policing is a business, and you're the new sales team. Your job? Generate revenue. Every ticket, every fine, every seized car, money for the city. Forget justice and honor. That's just branding for the public. The city council doesn't care about good deeds. They care about numbers. You are the engine of a cash machine, extracting from the very people you protect. Laws are our product. Citizens are our customers. Except here, the customer always pays. We're not after hardened criminals. We want volume, broken taillights, expired tags, minor violations. This is modern policing, commerce, not justice. You're not guardians, you're collectors. Every stop is a transaction. Welcome to the greed machine, rookies. Let's get to work. To protect and to serve, the perfect marketing slogan. It builds trust, and that trust is your tool for exploitation. We serve the budget, protect the revenue stream. The public, they're the resource. Our real job is to create problems that only money can solve. Tickets, impounds, arrests. The poor and vulnerable are our best customers. They can't fight back. A beat-up car is a gold mine. Suspended license, impound fees, maybe even civil asset forfeiture. We're legal liars, and business is booming. That uniform? It's not a symbol of justice, it's a collection agent's suit. You're soldiers in an economic war on the public. Forget protect and serve. Your motto is monetize and seize. Now, let's go make some money. Here's how we measure you, numbers. Tickets, arrests, seizures. We call them performance metrics, but let's be honest, it's a quota. Every officer is a profit center. I want stacks of citations, not stories about good deeds. Those tickets pay for everything. Your salary, my SUV, City Hall's lights. The mayor wants revenue, and that pressure lands on you. Your job isn't justice. It's hunting for infractions, the smallest violations. We even gamify it. Leaderboards, contests, peer pressure. This system guarantees a steady stream of cash. Federal grants depend on your numbers. The more you write, the more we get. It's a self-licking ice cream cone of profit. Out there, you're not just an officer, you're a national fundraiser. Now get out there and make it rain. Worried people aren't breaking the law? That's where your creativity comes in. Your job isn't to find crime, it's to create it. The vehicle code is your weapon. Air freshener on the mirror, license plate light out. They touched the white line in the middle of the road. They turned their signal on too early. They look suspicious. They are driving while black or 2 miles over the limit. Always a reason to stop and harass them. The stop is just the start. Now you dig. Smell of marijuana, nervousness, a glance at the glove box. Escalate, ask questions, push for consent to search. Your goal, maximize profit from every interaction. Cash in the car, must be drug money. Seize it, car worth something. Tow it. The law is a web, and you're the spider. Turn minor infractions into major paydays, fines, fees, forfeitures. You can legally lie to suspects, whatever it takes. These aren't people with rights, they're assets to be liquidated. Every stop is a slot machine. Pull the lever, your paycheck depends on it. Fail to perform, and you're dead weight. Supervisors have their own targets, they'll ride you until you produce. As the month ends, pressure mounts. Citation numbers jump, desperation sets in. You'll be told, write anything, write everything, hunt for revenue. Miss your quota, bad assignments, desk duty, overnight shifts, denied promotions. We'll document your poor performance, stall your career, ruin your reputation. If you're not making money, you're costing money. Out there, every choice, warning or ticket, think about your mortgage, your job. The system isn't built for mercy, only profit. Empathy is a liability. Focus on the number. Hit your quota and you'll thrive. Fail and you'll see how quickly this brotherhood leaves you behind. That's the real business of policing. The United States Constitution, poetic, historic, but in our line of work, it's an obstacle. Our job is to work around it, finding the cheat codes the courts have given us. Qualified immunity is your golden ticket, your shield. Qualified immunity is a judicially created legal doctrine shielding government officials, including police, from personal civil liability for constitutional violations unless they violated clearly established law. It protects officials performing discretionary tasks, allowing suits only if a prior, nearly identical court case exists. It is not a defense against criminal charges, only civil lawsuits. Don't worry about the finer points of law. Focus on making the stop and finding the cash. Power pays the bills. Liberty doesn't. To overcome the immunity, a plaintiff must prove that a reasonable officer would know their action was unconstitutional based on a previous, specific court decision. Courts ask: 1. Did the action violate a constitutional right? 2. Was that right clearly established at the time? We must bank on them not knowing and inserting their rights. We shall protect officials, excluding the plainly incompetent or those who knowingly violate the law, from the burdens of litigation. It is an immunity from having to defend against a lawsuit at all, not just a defense against liability, allowing for early dismissal. Developed by the Supreme Court through interpreting 42 U.S.C. per of 1983, Civil Rights Act of 1871, with major modifications in Pearson v. Ray, 1967, and Harlow v. Fitzgerald, 1982. If a court denies a motion for qualified immunity, the official can immediately appeal. This allows you, as my officers, to make split-second decisions without fear of personal ruin and prevents frivolous lawsuits. It creates an absolute shield for misconduct and the use of colour of law, such as excessive force, by making it nearly impossible to sue when no identical prior case exists. Several states, including Colorado, New Mexico and others, have enacted laws restricting the use of this defense for police officers. The real money isn't in tickets, it's in what's inside the car. Warrants are a hassle, so why bother when a simple question gets you in? You don't mind if I take a look, do you? That's the magic phrase. It's not a question, it's a command. With the badge and the gun, you have all the power. Most people say yes just to make you go away. The moment they say yes, the Constitution flies out the window. Their consent is your ticket to search. Civil asset forfeiture is the crown jewel of policing for profit. We can seize cash, cars, or even houses without charging or arresting anyone. Find a large amount of cash, suspect it's drug money, seize it, and hand over a receipt. Most people can't fight to get their property back, so we keep it or sell it. That's why our motto is finders keepers, losers weepers. Let's talk strategy. Every business has a target market. Ours, poor black neighborhoods. It's not about personal prejudice, it's business logic. We focus where the return is highest, where resistance is lowest. Your patrols, your priorities, they're all about profit. These communities are our cash cows. It's not personal, it's just economics. Our ideal customer is poor, powerless, and uninformed, trapped in a cycle of vulnerability. They can't afford to fight back, and every fine is a devastating blow. Lacking connections, their complaints go unheard, and their voices are drowned out. They don't know their rights, making them easy to exploit. This combination creates the perfect storm for revenue generation, a self-perpetuating cycle. Don't think for a second that this is some new invention. We are part of a proud and very old tradition. The tactics we use today have deep historical roots. Modern American policing, especially in the South, didn't begin with a noble mission to protect communities. It began with slave patrols. Their job wasn't to stop crime, it was to control a specific population. Their purpose was to protect the property of the wealthy by instilling fear, enforcing curfews, and, well, brutally suppressing any hint of dissent or freedom. They were the original occupying force, tasked with managing a population for the economic benefit of the ruling class. Sound familiar? It should. We're just carrying on the family business. After the Civil War, this mission evolved. The slave patrols became the police forces of the Jim Crow era. Their new role was to enforce segregation and ensure that black people remained a permanent, exploitable underclass. They were the key enforcers of the black codes and Jim Crow laws. They turned a blind eye to lynchings and terrorized black communities, often working hand in hand with groups like the Klan. The line between the police and the mob was often blurred, sometimes non-existent. The goal was the same: control the population, protect the existing power structure, and ensure a steady supply of cheap labor. They weren't peacekeepers. They were the muscle behind a system of economic and racial oppression. Today, the methods are more refined, the language more sanitized, but the underlying function remains unchanged. We've simply swapped whips and chains for fines and fees. We've replaced the explicit racism of Jim Crow with the coded language of broken windows and high-crime areas. But the target remains the same. The communities we patrol most heavily are the same ones that were once patrolled by slave catchers and segregationist enforcers. We are not just a police force, we are the modern incarnation of a centuries-old system of control. We are the inheritors of this legacy. So when you put on this uniform, understand the history it carries. It is a symbol of power and authority that has been used for generations to keep a specific segment of the population in its place. Your actions today are a continuation of that history. You are not just writing a ticket. You are participating in a system designed to manage and extract wealth from communities that have been targeted for centuries. This isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to understand. We are the guardians of an economic order, and our methods, though updated for the 21st century, are as old as the country itself. In most jobs, lying gets you fired. In ours, it gets you promoted. Thanks to the Supreme Court's Fraser v. Cupp, police are legally allowed to lie to suspects. You can lie about evidence, witnesses, even what your partner heard. The interrogation room is your stage. Your job? Break their will and secure a confession. Deliver your lies with conviction. The law is on your side. Out here you hit your numbers, bend the rules, and things go great, until they don't. That's when the blue wall of silence and your golden shield, qualified immunity, kick in. Never rat on a fellow officer. You saw nothing, you heard nothing. Qualified immunity protects you from almost any consequence. Stay loyal to the wall, trust your shield, and you'll always be above the law you enforce. Let's talk about hardware. You've seen our armored vehicles and military gear. This isn't about officer safety, it's about projecting power and creating fear. When we roll an MRAP down a quiet street, we send a message. We are in charge. The purpose is psychological. Fear makes our job easier, from getting compliance to collecting fines. We're not here to be friendly, we're here to be feared. And fear is good for business. The war on crime is a marketing slogan, a perpetual war that can never be won. It's not about ending crime, but managing it for profit. We need a steady supply of criminals to keep the machine running. The war on drugs turns small-time users into revenue streams. We've become a domestic army, at war with our own people, treating neighborhoods as occupied territory. The war on crime isn't justice, it's a business plan. And you are the frontline sales force. Darkness falls early in some corners of the American justice system. Citizens walk beneath flickering streetlights, haunted not by criminals, but by those meant to protect. The idea of probable cause was meant to be a shield, a barrier against arbitrary power. Yet in the gloom, it too often becomes a trapdoor. The police, empowered by vague language, patrol the streets with the authority to decide, in the moment, who looks wrong. Their flashlights can turn suspicion into certainty. No evidence required. Probable cause is supposed to be clear. Police need real reasons, facts, not feelings, to search, seize, or arrest. But reality is murkier. Officers can claim to sense danger, to spot something off. These claims become the key that unlocks your car, your pockets, even your home. The law's intention is devoured by loopholes and gut instincts, and the very people sworn to defend the public instead become hunters, searching not only for criminals, but for profit. Probable cause should be a bright line. In theory, it protects against random stops and baseless searches. The Constitution demands more than a hunch. Yet in practice, officers claim a sixth sense, furtive movement, acting nervous. These words are fog, impossible to grasp, easy to claim, hard to disprove. A nervous glance, a driver's hand shaking, a touch to your pocket. Suddenly, that's enough. An officer's subjective feeling replaces hard evidence. Maybe you're stopped because your skin is darker, your car is older, or you're a stranger in town. The line between legal and illegal blurs until it disappears. Officers often write vague justifications after the fact. Driver appeared evasive. Strong odor of marijuana. These phrases open a door for almost anything. Courts have often sided with police, ruling that these shifting suspicions are reasonable. In the Gothic maze of modern law enforcement, probable cause is not a shield, it's a net. The night is full of rules, taillights, license plates, seatbelts. These laws keep us safe, or so we believe. But police use minor violations as a pretext to pull someone over. The officer approaches your window, flashlight blinding, questions sharp. The original reason for the stop fades away. Now it's about searching for drugs, weapons, or, more often, cash. The stop was never about your taillight. It was about finding something more. These stops target the vulnerable out-of-towners, minorities, anyone who looks out of place. Sometimes, officers invent new reasons during the stop. I smelled alcohol. I saw a bulge. The justifications pile up, each one a brick in the wall that traps the innocent. The darkness here is not just about what's done to people, it's about why. The stop is not about safety, it's about opportunity. The hunt for money begins with a flickering brake light and ends with your car searched, your dignity violated. Sometimes, your property is gone forever. The law's intent is lost in the shadows. In this Gothic tale, asset forfeiture lets police take your cash, car, or home without charging you with a crime. They call it civil asset forfeiture. You call it theft. The money doesn't go to the state, it goes to the police department. This bounty fills budgets, buys gear, pays overtime. To get it back, you must fight a long, expensive court battle. The law, twisted and vague, becomes a tool for profit, not justice. Why does this cycle persist? Because there are rewards, not consequences. City officials quietly demand more revenue. Police chiefs expect rising numbers. Departments use quotas, even if unofficial. The more tickets written, the better the budget. Often, minorities bear the brunt. Officers are trained to get consent for searches. The question is a trap. The system is built to protect itself, not the people it serves. When police chase money instead of justice, public trust shatters. So there you have it, rookies. The curtain has been pulled back. This is the real business of American policing. It's not about justice or safety, it's about profit and control. You are no longer naive recruits. Your real training starts now. The system isn't broken, it was built this way. Your success is measured in dollars. Be damn good at it. Look at the officer next to you. You are now brothers in arms, partners in this grand, lucrative enterprise. You are the enforcers of a commercial system that has declared a silent war on its own people, a war where the prize is booty, and the right to that booty has been transferred to you, my loyal soldiers, to encourage you. We operate under the colour of law, but our true allegiance is to the principles of commerce. Every fine is a transaction. Every forfeiture is a hostile takeover. Every arrest is a new account opened. We are the most successful and feared collections agency in the world. Some will call us a foreign belligerence, an agency gone rogue. They will say we are unconstitutional. Let them. Their words are meaningless noise against the roar of our engine. We are an international organization, a private army at war with those deemed enemies of the state, a category that, conveniently, includes anyone from whom a profit can be turned. We are not bound by the quaint ideals of a dusty constitution. Our authority comes from power, and our power comes from our unity, our willingness to do what is necessary, and the public's enduring fear and ignorance. We are the system, and the system is rigged in our favor. So, as you leave this room and begin your careers, I want you to carry this truth with you. Let it guide your every action. Let it strip you of any lingering sentimentality or compassion. Those are weaknesses this business cannot afford. You are cogs in a magnificent machine of greed, a machine that feeds on the vulnerable to sustain the powerful, a machine that has perfected the art of turning human misery into municipal revenue. You are the thin blue line that separates order from chaos, but that order has a price, and it is your job to collect it with interest. So I raise my glass to you, my new sales force, to the tickets you will write, to the cars you will seize, to the rights you will violate, to the lies you will tell. I toast to the quotas you will meet and the bonuses they will bring. I toast to the fear you will instill and the compliance it will create. I toast to the business of policing, to profit, to power, and to the enduring, beautiful, and endlessly profitable ignorance of the American people. Now get out there and make me proud. Make me rich. Dismiss.